think of difficult tasks, we think of parallel parking or filing taxes. But in the world of medicine and surgery, difficult means something entirely different. It means a surgeon's hand moving a fraction of a millimeter could be the difference between a miracle and a tragedy. Today, we are looking at the top 10 most difficult surgeries, ranked not just by how hard they are to perform, but by their success to failure ratio. We are talking about the procedures where the odds are often stacked against the patient and the surgeons are essentially playing God. Let's dive in. Starting us off at number 10 is hip resurfacing. Now you might think,
my grandma had her hip done, she's fine.
But revision surgeries where a previous implant fails are a whole different beast. The surgeon has to remove all scarred-in metal and bone cement without shattering the remaining bone. While most go well, the failure rate for these complex revisions can sit around 15%. It's like trying to take a straight skew out of a piece of a rotting wood without breaking the wood. At number 9 sits the spinal fusion. This is where doctors literally weigh 2 or more vertebrae together to stop them from moving. You're working inches away from the spinal cord. One slip and the patient could lose the ability to walk. This is controversial. Some studies show a failure rate, meaning the pain doesn't go away or actually gets worse, of up to 20 to 40%. Doctors call this failed back surgery syndrome. It's a high-stake gamble for a pain-free life. Coming in at number 8 is the esophagectomy. This is the removal of all or part of the food pipe. To do this, surgeons often have to enter the neck, the chest, and the abdomen. It's a triple threat surgery. Because it involves so many vital areas, the complication rate is high. In hospital mortality, the rate of patients not making it home sits between 5 and 10%. Number 7 is the heart transplant. It sounds like sci-fi, but it happens every day. It's a race against time. A donor heart only lasts about 4 to 6 hours outside the body. This one actually has a high success rate for the surgery itself, but the failure comes later. About 10 to 15% of patients face major complications or organ rejection within the first year. The surgery is a masterpiece of plumbing, but the body's immune system is a tough critic. Number 6 is the craniectomy. This is often an emergency move to save someone from a massive stroke or a car accident trauma. Surgeons literally remove a large piece of the skull to let the brain swell outward so it does not crush itself against the bone. Because this one is usually done on patients who are already near death, the stakes are extreme. Depending on the injury, the failure rate, mortality, can be as high as 30 to 50%. It's the ultimate Hail Mary in medicine. At number 5, we have the Whipple procedure. This is primarily used to treat pancreatic cancer. It is often called the most difficult abdominal surgery. Surgeons remove the head of the pancreas, part of the small intestine, the gallbladder, and the bile duct. Then they have to sew it all back together like a puzzle. While the mortality has dropped to about 5% in top hospitals, the complication rate is a staggering 40 to 50%. Things like leaking digestive enzymes can be incredibly dangerous. At number 4 comes the aortic dissection repair. Imagine the biggest pipe in your house, the one that carries all the water, suddenly starts bursting from the inside. That's your aorta. It's an all-hands-on-deck emergency. Surgeons have to stop the heart, cool the body down to a state of suspended animation, and sew a syntactic tube into the most high-pressure artery in the body. In emergency cases, the failure rate is roughly 15 to 25%. It's a high-speed repair on the body's main highway. Entering the top three, first comes the pelvic exenteration. This is a radical surgery for advanced cancer. Surgeons remove the bladder, the lower colon, and often the reproductive organs. It's an evacuation of the pelvis to stop the spread of disease. This is a grueling 10 to 15-hour surgery. Because the patients are often very ill, the risk of failure is high, and the recovery involves a total change in how the body functions. Number 2 is perhaps the most famous, separation of conjoined twins. No two cases are the same. Some share a liver, others share a brain or even a heart. These surgeries can last over 50 hours and require teams of 40 or more specialists. This is heart-wrenching, depending on the connection, especially if they share a heart. The success rate can be as low as 50%, often with the goal of saving just one of the two lives. Finally, the number one most difficult surgery, hemicorporectomy. This is the most radical amputation in existence. It involves removing the entire lower half of the body, legs, pelvis and all, usually to stop terminal cancer or massive infection. It is incredibly rare. The surgery itself is a technical nightmare because you have to reroute the entire digestive and urinary systems. Historically, the survival rate was very low, though it has improved to about 60 to 70% in modern times. However, the life-altering nature of this surgery makes it the pinnacle of surgical difficulty. Surgery is the ultimate intersection of science and bravery, not just from the doctors but from the patient. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of science.